Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Here we are again. Another time to move with Marcus. Welcome. Thanks for joining me this evening. If you're watching the recording for this, all right, welcome wherever you are in your day. We're just going to do a little movement today that's really focused on the hips, a lot of extension for the hips, and kind of the movement that would be included in the sun salutation and preparing the hips for that type of movement. So we will end up doing a few sun salutations at the end and just seeing and noticing how the hips feel after this prep. It's like a long-winded prep, if you will, just to get to the sun salutation. And it's inspired by a challenge I have going on Instagram this month, which is the journey to 108 sun salutations. So if you happen to be joining the challenge or decide to join the challenge, this could be a good flow to prep you for your sun salutations, to warm down from the sun salutations, either or. So check it out. You'll need 2 blocks and a strap. We're gonna start off on our back. Now, if you like back bends and your spine feels relatively comfortable, meaning, maybe it's not normal, but it's something you can be in for a couple of minutes, you can set yourself up for a back bend with your blocks. 1 block on the high setting, 2nd block on the medium setting, or knock that down a notch. 1 block on the medium, the other block on the low. Whatever is going to be most comfortable. You could also lay a blanket over top of your blocks if they're a little firm and you like a softer surface. Go ahead and come to lie down on your blocks with your shoulder blades between the 2 sets of blocks. So my spine just below my shoulder blades meets the 1st block, and the 2nd block is going to rest under my head. Check to be sure your shoulder blades are free and able to move, so just give them a wiggle, and then rest your arms out to your sides with your palms facing up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink into your blocks. Just do that a couple more times, breathing in deep, feeling the rib cage float. And then exhaling, feeling everything sink into your blocks. One more time like that, just an inhale in and exhale. And now just settle in for a moment. Let your natural breath take over. See how comfortable you can get on your blocks. See how much you can release, and just allow your spine to decompress. This is one of those positions that can often feel good when we get used to it. More of the natural position of our spine is supported, and it actually supports correcting our posture if we spend a lot of time in a car or in a desk, sitting down all day. So if you find this very uncomfortable, maybe lower your blocks a bit. If you find that this is very, very comfortable, see how much you can relax. Taking in your final inhale here, really fill your lungs. And as you exhale, empty your lungs completely. Bend your knees, roll to one side, come off of your blocks. Move your blocks off your mat. And come on back down to your back. Place your blocks near your hips. And as you lie down, hug your knees into your chest. You're walking around your forehead up towards your knees. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, stretch your body out long, taking a long stretch, reaching your arms back and your legs forward. Exhale, squeeze into a tight ball. Inhale, open up. And exhale, squeeze. One more time, inhale, open. And exhale, squeeze. Stretch your left leg out in front of you onto the mat. Keep your right knee pulled into your chest. Relax your shoulders and head on the ground. With your right knee bent deeply, see if you could start to draw the knee in any closer. And then just gently make some circles with your hands on your knee. Maybe removing one hand to make the circles larger, or even removing both hands to make the circles as large as you could. Now as you circle through your right hip, see if you can keep your left toes pointed to the ceiling. So that most of the movement comes from your right hip and not from your left hip rocking left to right. A little press down through the left heel helps. And change directions with your circle and your right knee. Okay, bring your right knee back into your chest. Squeeze it in with your hands. And now slowly start to straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands behind your leg. So you can hold your hamstring first, right behind your thigh, below your knee. Flex your toes to your face. If this feels relatively okay, check your left leg. Press down through your left leg. Make sure it's still coming right out of your left hip and hasn't slid over to the left. And then as your head comes back down, you might walk your hands up above your knee. You might even walk your hands up towards your ankle. And as you do this, your leg is coming closer, so just give it a decent judge. If you feel like your left leg's starting to lift, that's a sign you've gone too far. If you see your right knee starting to bend a lot, that's a sign you've gone too far. If you feel good, gently press your right leg forward into your hands. And then release that. And now gently press your right leg forward into your hands. Feel your hamstring activate as you do this. And then release. Just one more time. Pressing into your hands. And release. Give your right leg one more pull towards your chest and face. And then rebend your knee. Pull it into your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Find the figure 4 shape. The closer you pull your left knee, just notice that your hips stay on the ground. And then find the stretch mostly showing up in your right hip. You're welcome to rock left to right if that's soothing to your hips and feels like it's giving you more space. But maintain your breath. Keep breathing in deeply and out completely. Now from here, we're just going to place the feet down, uncrossing the legs. Windshield wiper the knees left to right a few times. Next time your knees come back through center, hug both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe the forehead comes up again. This time straighten your right leg out onto the mat. Toes point straight up to the ceiling as you pull your left knee into your chest, starting to make circles. Now again, maybe you have one hand, two hands, or no hands on your knee. Try the same option as the other side, unless for whatever reason that just doesn't feel like the right way to go. If your body's giving you pain or any other signal that that is a no-no, feel free to make an adjustment. Remember to make your circles nice and large, like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling that you want to be very big, and change directions with your circle. Maintaining breath, pressing down through the right heel so the toes continue to point up. And hug your right knee back into your chest. Beautiful. All right. As you press down through your right leg, or left knee back into your chest, that makes more sense. As you press down through your right leg, straighten your left leg to the ceiling. Hands can come to the hamstring at first. Flex your toes. Check on your right leg. Make sure it's coming right out of your hip. Then the toes are pointing up. And if so, Relax your head to the mat, walk your hands up your leg. Again, maybe it comes to a similar spot as the first side. Maybe it doesn't though. A lot of times hamstrings can be differently flexible. So accept wherever you feel like you are with straight legs, one leg on the ground, left leg coming in. As you exhale, press your leg into your hands. Staying in your flex position, stretch position, and relax. Exhale, press your leg into your hands. And relax. Last time, exhale, press your leg into your hands. And relax. As you inhale, see if your leg will come any closer to you. And as you exhale, rebend your left knee, pull it into your chest. So nice. Bend your right knee, cross your left ankle over your right knee, figure four. Right knee comes towards your chest. Left arm between the legs, right arm comes through to grab the right shin or thigh. As you pull your right knee in, gently flex your left foot. Keeping your hips on the ground. As you pull your right knee closer, we'll send the stretch into your left hip. So be mindful of where you're feeling it, where the sensation exists. Feel free to rock left to right if it's a soothing sensation for your hips. And then slowly uncross the legs, place both feet on the mat. Windshield wiper your knees, left to right. Your arms can just rest at your sides as you do this. Taking it nice and slow. And now, make your way up to your forearms. Continue to windshield wiper. Beautiful. And now come all the way up to the hands, placing your hands on the mat behind you as you continue to windshield wiper. Maybe move your feet away from you if you need a little more space. Okay. From here, find a comfortable seat just for a moment while we set up. Now, I generally turn sideways on my mat just so I have a little bit more space. You don't necessarily have to, but that's an option. And then we're gonna come to a wide-legged seat. Now, as you come to your wide-legged seat, take a look at your legs, and I want you to walk them in like, I'd say like 10% each. So your whole stance is about 20% closer. Now, once you've done that, you want to sit up really tall, especially from your low back. So the low belly is drawn in, low back is drawn in, and my hands are here supporting that lift as I draw my shoulders back. Now focus on the right leg first. All we're gonna do is just lift the whole right leg up. Doesn't have to lift high, just make sure that the low back stays in and up. So instead of here, we are here. Ooh, different comes to the hip flexor. Now bend your right knee. Ooh, yes. Ugh. Bring your right knee to the center. Keep it in close. And now lift your low back in and up, straighten your right leg. Feel your hips flexor. Rebend your right knee. Draw your low back in and up. Take your right knee out. Re-straighten your right leg. And place it down. Ooh, that is work. Let's turn to the left leg, just focusing our attention there. Flex your toes. And there can be a little bit of a dig down as we sit up. Draw the low back up and in. And then as you lift your left leg up, keep the low back up and in. Core engaged. Bend the left knee. Pull it in close. Bring it to the center. Keep lifting from the low back. And straighten the leg. Rebend the left knee. Take it out. Straighten the leg. Place it down. Ooh, now that is work. From this same stance, lift your chest. Draw your low back in and up. Bring your hands either to your hips, to the floor in front of you, or maybe interlace your fingers behind your head for more challenge. Dig your heels into the ground. Drag your heels gently towards you until you feel your hamstrings on like we did in the stretch a moment ago a little bit. And then from there, keep your back straight, your entire back straight, and fold forward as far as you can go. Keep your back straight and inhale your way up. Exhale, fold forward. Keep your back straight, inhale your way up. Don't round your spine, it goes further forward. We're really just focusing on getting into the hamstrings and having the hip flexors work a little bit. So that little dig in your heels will help, as well as keeping your back straight. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale up with a straight back. Place your hands behind you. Okay, that's fun. Give it a little shake out through your legs. Let's do one more round of everything we just did. So, focusing again on the right leg. Lift from your low back. Draw your low belly in. Lift your right leg. Ooh, doesn't have to lift high. Just keep the integrity of the movement. Bend your right knee, pull it into your chest. Bring your right knee to the center. Straighten your right leg. Lift from your low back. Rebend your right knee. Draw it out to the right. Straighten your right leg. And place it down. Ooh, that feels so good. Lifting from the low back again. Attention on the left leg. Lift it up. Pull the knee into your chest. Keep the low back lifted. Draw your knees to the center. Straighten your leg. Lift from your low back. Bend the knee. Take the knee out. One more straighten. And place it down. Ooh, yes. Give it a wiggle. One more time. This time, if you'd like, you take your feet a little wider, but make sure you can still get that dig from your heels to engage your hamstrings. If you can't quite get it, you might have gone too far, just bring your feet in a little bit. Deciding your hand placement. Hips in front of you or behind the head. Low belly and low back draw in. Straight spine. Inhale. Exhale, take it forward. Keep the back straight. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, take it forward. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sit it up. And just relax. Shake out your spine. Shake out the legs, the hips. Bring the feet together. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper. Oh, yes. The good stuff right there. One more time to each side. Then we'll get a little side body stretch. So the hamstrings have been touched a couple times. Some of the hip flexors. So be gentle with yourself, but maybe this feels good. You know, if you practice this often, you could be ready. Take your wide-legged seat again. You're welcome to go where you would normally go in your practice if that feels comfortable, but go somewhere that makes sense. Peace sign fingers are going to reach towards the left ankle. If they don't quite make it, they can just come wherever they are. Forearm on the ground for support. Right hand to the chest. Turn the chest up. If they do make it under the left ankle, same thing. Forearm to the ground. Right hand to the chest. Chest turns up, but maybe the right arm goes alongside the ear. Maybe it brushes behind the head. Maybe it reaches for the foot. Maybe it's somewhere in space in between. Either way, turn the chest up. All 10 toes or all of your toes face up. Keep turning and turning and turning the chest up. Very nice. Breathe into your right side. And to your left side, let it lengthen. Slowly walk your hands down through the middle, over to the right. And this time, again, the right peace sign fingers search for that hook under the right ankle. If it's not quite there, just let the forearm rest where it is. Left hand to the chest, open the chest to the ceiling. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over the left ear. And as you exhale, you can reach it out towards the right foot. All of the toes face the ceiling. Maybe a little dig in the heels to stabilize yourself into the ground. Turn your chest up and up and up. Lengthen your right side. And keep breathing. Don't hold your breath here. Inhale to lengthen out. Exhale to ground through your feet. One more breath. Walk your hands to the ground in between your legs. Lift your chest. Place your hands behind you. Bend your knees. Plant your feet. And windshield wiper. Oh yes. One more time. I love these. They're quite a signature in my class if you haven't noticed. Alright. We're going to turn to face the front of the mat into a tabletop position. So hands and shins. Here is where your blocks may come in handy. You place one to either side of your mat. And then we're just going to sit back on our heels for a moment with our strap. Whatever comfortable seat works for you, so you might cross your legs in front of you, whatever works. You might grab one of your blocks and sit on that. That is always fine. As you get to your comfortable seat, take your strap. You can use a belt, towel, rolled up blanket, pretty much anything long enough for this to work, which you'll see what we're doing in a second. You're just gonna hold your strap shoulder width apart, sit up tall, keep your ribs in. Inhale, lift your strap up over your head. Once you get to the top, shrug your shoulders up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, take your strap back behind your head and let your hands slide as much as they need to for you to let your strap come down behind you. Again, let your hands slide as much as they need to for your strap to come down behind you. Keep your arms straight the whole time. Try not to move your head and keep your ribs in. Inhale, lift your strap back up. Notice how it's different coming this way. Shrug your shoulders up, keep your arms straight, and clear your head. Strap down in front of you. Beautiful. Now keep your hands where they are. If they've spread a lot, keep them there. Inhale, lift your arms up. Shrug your shoulders up. Exhale with straight arms. Let your arms slide down your back. Now if that felt better, try it again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, arms forward. One more time at this distance. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower in front of you. Now, if you like to walk your hands in a thumbprint, go for it. See how it feels. Inhale, lift your arms, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, take your arms down behind you. Whew, that's a little different. Notice if you moved your head like I did. Inhale, shrug your shoulders as you get to the top. Try not to move your head as much. Better. Exhale, lower the arms. One more time here. Inhale, lift your arms, shrug your shoulders. Straight arms. Exhale, arms down behind you. Beautifully done. Last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Place your strap off to the side. Return to your tabletop position. Plant your hands, spread your fingers wide. As you push into the mat firmly, draw your ribs in, tuck your toes under. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale in and come up high in your toes. As you exhale, bend your knees. Inhale high up on your toes. Straight legs. Exhale, bend your knees. Press your hips back. One more time. Inhale high on your toes. And exhale. Bend your knees. Press your hips back. Walk your feet forward to the top of your mat until they meet your hands. Your hands can always come onto your blocks for support as you fold over your legs and let your head be heavy. Inhale, lift up halfway, reach your chest forward. Squeeze your shoulders back, pull your ribs in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Keep your ribs pulled in as you inhale. Stand up, push into the ground, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, draw your hands down to the center of your heart. Equal standing, beautiful. Press firmly through your feet. We're gonna try just a couple sun salutations just to see where we're at now that we've done like a full-on warm-up for this. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Classical sun salutation. So you can plant your hands on blocks, step your right foot back. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Plant your hands on the mat, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower down your knees, your chest, and your chin so your hips stay high. Inhale, straighten your legs, lift your chest, low cobra pose. If you want to challenge, float your hands. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, come up on your toes. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Maybe your hands come back to your blocks. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Push through your back heel. Step your left foot forward as you exhale. Fold over your legs. Inhale to rise up. Firmly pressing down through your feet the whole way. Lift your arms. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, inhaling to lift your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot back. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Press firmly through your back heel. Step your right foot back. Exhale to lower your knees, your chest and your chin. Squeezing the elbows in. Inhale to cobra pose. Press down through your toes as you lift your chest and look down, keeping your neck long. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, high up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Inhale your chest forward. Exhale your right foot forward, fold over your legs. Inhale to stand up as you press down through your feet. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Beautifully done. We'll try a little variation. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your arms. Crescent. No, not low crescent. Anjaneyasana. I almost did that. Exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your back toes. Step your left foot back. And exhale, lower knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, draw your chest forward for low cobra. Maybe float your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose, depending on how you feel. Inhale, high on your toes, bend your knees. Rising from child's pose if you're there. Exhale your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, plant your hands and step forward. Fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. And exhale to float right back down. Step your left foot back. Lower your left knee. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank. Lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Use your next inhale to draw your chest forward. Low cobra. Beautiful. And exhale, down dog or, again, child's pose. Inhale, bend your knees. Come up high on your toes. Exhale your left foot forward. Lower your right knee down and tuck the back toes. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it forward. Stay in your fold. Let yourself just hang for a moment. And as you hang, let yourself sway. And when you're ready, slowly begin to bend your knees and make your way down to a seat, however you want to. As you reach your seat, you can find your strap once more. Take it around both of your feet. You're going to use your strap just to help yourself sit up first. So you can flex your toes back towards your face. Dig your heels into the ground. Draw your low back up and in. Draw your shoulders back as you hold your strap. Now as you straighten your spine, take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward with your back straight. Hands are just here for support, so not really pulling, just for support. And then as you get to the point where you're like, okay, I want to round my spine to go any further, notice if you could squeeze and wiggle your hip flexors back any. Reach your chest forward more. One more inhale. And exhale, fold. Maybe you keep your strap, maybe you release it and reach for your feet as you round. Slowly roll back up to a seated position. Place your strap off to the side. And now from here, you're going to take one block with you. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper left to right a couple times, sitting up. With your hands behind you for support. And then lower down to your forearms. Continuing to windshield wiper, just like we made our way up. And eventually to your back. And as you windshield wipe on your back, once you're ready, keep your knees bent, plant your feet, lift your hips. Take a block, slide it under your low back for a supported bridge pose. Whatever height you want. So if you're a big back bender, you can go big. Not so much, maybe medium. And if you're not sure, start slow, start low, maybe work your way up. There's always time to adjust. And this is recorded, so you can do it more than once. That's the beautiful thing about recorded classes. Now, when you get here, if your hip flexors are talking to you like, hey, we worked hard, we want a little stretch, a little release, you can walk your feet forward as much as you'd like to until you find enough release for you. Just be sure that it's not compromising or bringing pain to your low back. And that could feel anything that is like extremely discomfortable in that area. Bend your knees a little bit. You don't have to walk all the way back in, but you might just walk in a little bit as an adjustment. Okay, slowly bend your knees, plant your feet, lift your hips up, move your block, and lower your hips down. Take that same block, place it between your knees, and hug them into your chest, pulling them close before taking your arms out to a T. Inhale here. And exhale to lower your knees to the right. Take your time. Let them fall to the ground as they will. Maybe they stay stacked, and you can squeeze your block to encourage that. But keep your shoulders on the ground. Maybe look over at your left hand if you like the entire spine to rotate. Now as you reach the twist wherever you find it, can you inhale into this mid-rib section, middle spine area. Let that area receive your breath, expanding as you inhale. Then rotating from there as you exhale. And now as you inhale, lift your knees up. Exhale your knees to the left. Head could turn to the right, looking at the right hand. Just keep both shoulders on the ground just like we did on the first time. Finding your breath coming into the rib space, center spine, middle spine. Slowly inhale to lift your knees back up. Place your block off to the side. Give yourself one more squeeze. And as you take a deep breath in, allow your exhale to carry you into Shavasana. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Put your arms out to the sides and let them rest with your palms up. Take your feet wider than your hips. And your arms, give them space away from the sides of your body. Let everything relax. Know that you can be here as long as you need to. Shavasana is really not something that needs to be rushed, and not something that could ever take too long. There's nothing here to accomplish, and no next thing to do. Only this moment here. let go of everything else. Just be here. I invite you to stay here as long as you like, as long as you need. And when the rest of your day calls to you, you're welcome to make your way to a comfortable seat. Placing one hand over your heart and the other to cover it as we take one more breath together. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice today. Namaste.